She boarded the plane smiling, passport in hand, ready for the dream trip she'd waited 40 years to take. But within 48 hours, she was in a foreign hospital, alone, confused, and terrified. What went wrong? She was healthy. She followed every travel tip. But like millions over 70, she never saw the hidden dangers coming. Travel after 70 isn't the same. Your body, your brain, your risks, they change. And if you're not prepared, one mistake could turn a vacation into a nightmare. Before your next trip, please watch this video all the way to the end. The myth of ageless adventure. We see them everywhere. Gray-haired couples hiking in Patagonia. Seniors posting cruise selfies. Travel blogs saying 70 is the new 50. And that's beautiful. Because yes, you deserve to explore, to experience, to live. But what those glossy images don't show are the silent risks that come with senior travel. The medication interactions at high altitude. The heart attacks triggered by airport stress. The blood clots from long flights. The scams that target gray hair and kind eyes. And the worst part? Most of these risks are preventable, if you know what to look for. Let's begin with the first danger. Hidden danger number 1. Blood clots from immobility, deep vein thrombosis. It sounds harmless. A 6-hour flight. A long car ride. A day on a train. You sit, you nap, you read a book. But sitting for long periods, especially after age 70, can turn into a silent, deadly threat. Deep vein thrombosis, DVT. DVT is a condition where blood clots form in deep veins, usually in the legs. These clots can break off, travel to the lungs, and cause pulmonary embolism, which can be fatal within minutes. And seniors are up to 5 times more likely to develop DVT than younger travelers. Why travel triggers DVT? As we age, blood flow slows. Vein walls stiffen. Valves weaken. Dehydration comes faster. Medications like diuretics or hormone therapy increase clotting risk. Now combine that with airplane cabins with low oxygen. Pressure changes. Cabin dehydration. Sitting with knees bent for hours. And you have a perfect storm. Warning signs of DVT. Swelling in one leg. Warmth or redness in the calf. Pain when flexing the foot. A sudden, unexplained shortness of breath after travel. The problem? Many seniors feel no symptoms at all until it's too late. Walter's story. A missed warning. Walter was 74 and flying to Portugal with his wife. 10 hours in coach, no movement, no compression socks, and only 1 cup of water. 2 days later, he collapsed in his hotel room. He never made it to the tour he'd waited a lifetime for. The cause? A clot that traveled to his lungs while he slept. How to prevent DVT while traveling? Get up every 90 minutes. Walk the aisle, stretch your legs. Wear compression stockings, especially for flights over 4 hours. Stay hydrated. Drink water regularly, avoid alcohol and caffeine. Flex your calves. Do seated exercises to keep blood moving. Ask your doctor about aspirin or blood thinners before long trips. Even a simple routine, flex, stand, sip, repeat, can save your life. Danger number 2. Hidden heart risks in airports and high altitudes. Picture this. You're rushing through a crowded airport. Your gate just changed. You're pulling a heavy suitcase. You haven't eaten in hours. You're late. You're anxious. You're sweating. Then suddenly, you feel it. A pressure in your chest. A shortness of breath. Maybe some dizziness. You try to brush it off. You're just tired, you tell yourself. But for many seniors, this moment isn't just travel stress. It's a warning. And sometimes, it's the beginning of a silent heart attack. Why travel is harder on the senior heart. After 70, your heart pumps less efficiently, needs more oxygen for less effort, reacts more intensely to stress hormones, is more sensitive to changes in air pressure and altitude, can be destabilized by common travel conditions like dehydration, sleep loss, or anxiety. Now combine that with luggage dragging, long lines, skipped meals, high elevations in certain destinations, walking further than you're used to, sometimes uphill. For an older heart, this is a stress test, and many people don't pass it. The hidden risk of altitude. Even moderate altitudes, like cities 1.500 to 2.500 meters above sea level, can trigger heart symptoms in seniors, including chest pain, arrhythmia, fatigue, breathlessness at rest or on exertion, confusion or lightheadedness. And the problem? Most travel websites and brochures don't warn you. Janet's story, a mountain that almost took her life. Janet was 76 and thrilled to visit Machu Picchu. But on day 2 in Cusco, 3.400 meters altitude, she felt faint. She thought it was the flu. She took a nap. Her daughter later found her unconscious. Doctors diagnosed altitude-induced cardiac ischemia, reduced oxygen to the heart. She survived, but spent the rest of the trip recovering instead of exploring. How to protect your heart while traveling after 70. Get a pre-travel heart check, even if you feel fine. Know your limits. Don't carry heavy bags or walk long distances without breaks. Avoid high-altitude travel unless cleared, or ascend very gradually. Use porters or wheelchair assistants at airports. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Travel with a personal medical history card, including ECG and medication list. Bring emergency heart meds, even if you've never needed them. Early warning signs to never ignore while traveling. Unusual fatigue. Pressure in the chest or upper back. Breathlessness during simple tasks. Nausea, cold sweat, or lightheadedness. Skipped or racing heartbeat. Don't write these off as jet lag or just tired. It could be your body pleading for help. Danger number 3, travel-induced cognitive confusion, delirium in seniors. He remembered the hotel room number yesterday. He told the taxi where to go this morning. But now, he's lost in the lobby. He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't recognize his wife. He's sweating, mumbling, scared. And it all happened in less than 48 hours. It's not a stroke. It's not full-blown dementia. It's something most families have never heard of until it happens to them. It's called delirium, and it affects up to 1 in 4 seniors during travel. What is travel-induced delirium? Delirium is a sudden, severe change in brain function that causes confusion, disorientation, memory loss, personality changes, visual or auditory hallucinations, inability to focus or speak clearly. It can appear in a matter of hours, and though it often fades, it can have lasting effects, especially in older adults with pre-existing mild memory issues. And it's far more common than most people realize. Why travel triggers cognitive crisis in seniors? Jet lag and disrupted sleep throw off the body's internal clock. Dehydration affects blood pressure and brain perfusion. New environments remove familiar visual and emotional cues. Medication schedule changes, especially sedatives, sleeping pills, or anticholinergics. Stress, noise, overstimulation, and even language barriers. Underlying conditions like mild cognitive impairment, MCI, or undiagnosed dementia. Even healthy seniors can experience acute confusion when their brain is taken out of its usual routine and rhythm. Real-life story, James and the Amsterdam incident. James was 78, a retired teacher, sharp and witty. On a trip to Amsterdam, he changed time zones, skipped meals, and took 2 antihistamines to sleep on the plane. By the second night, he couldn't remember where he was. He accused hotel staff of stealing his passport. His wife found him trying to leave the room barefoot at 2 a.m. He was later diagnosed with acute travel-induced delirium, made worse by dehydration and medication interactions. How to prevent travel-induced delirium? Stick to routines as much as possible. Meals, sleep, and medication timing. Avoid sedative medications before or during travel unless medically essential. Limit alcohol and caffeine, which can disrupt cognition. Hydrate consistently, especially in airplanes or warm climates. Use orientation cues, notes, signs, hotel business cards, and a printed travel plan. Plan downtime, don't overschedule, build in rest breaks. Warning signs to watch for. Forgetting simple things suddenly. Mood changes, agitation, paranoia, anxiety. Trouble following conversations. hallucinations or irrational fears, sleep disturbances or reversal, awake at night, sleepy by day, difficulty recognizing people or surroundings. If these appear, don't assume it's just jet lag. Seek medical attention early. Delirium is treatable but needs quick response. Danger number 4. Hidden infections in planes, hotels, and cruise ships. He thought it was just a cold, a little cough, a bit of fatigue. But by day 4 of the cruise, he was coughing blood. By day 5, he was in the ship's infirmary with double pneumonia. By day 6, he was airlifted off the ship, unconscious. It started with a handshake, a contaminated railing, a reused buffet spoon. But it ended with a battle for his life. Infections while traveling after 70 aren't just inconvenient, they can be deadly. Why seniors are more vulnerable to infections when traveling. Weakened immune system with age. Pre-existing conditions like diabetes, COPD, or heart disease. Reduced stomach acid, from antacids or PPIs, allows more bacteria to survive. Dehydration weakens mucous membranes and defense barriers. Travel settings equals perfect environments for rapid spread. Recirculated airplane air. Shared public bathrooms. Touched surfaces in hotels, buses, tour groups. Buffets and uncooked or lukewarm foods. Cruise ship outbreaks. Most common infections in traveling seniors. Respiratory infections, like pneumonia, flu, or COVID-19. Urinary tract infections, UTIs, worsened by dehydration and holding urine. Gastrointestinal illnesses, like norovirus or food poisoning. Skin infections, from minor cuts, insect bites, or exposure to unfamiliar bacteria. Traveler's diarrhea, caused by unfamiliar microbes in water or produce. And the worst part? These infections can escalate faster in seniors, leading to hospitalization, or worse. Linda's story: 1 salad, 1 week in the ICU. Linda, 73, was on a tour in Thailand. She ate a fresh salad at a street vendor stand, washed in local water. By midnight, she had severe diarrhea and vomiting. By the next afternoon, she was unconscious from dehydration. She spent 7 days in intensive care, missing the entire trip, and nearly losing her life. How to avoid infections while traveling after 70. Hand hygiene is your shield. Always carry alcohol-based sanitizer. Avoid raw produce, unpeeled fruit, and buffet food that's been sitting out. Don't drink tap water. Even ice can carry bacteria in many countries. Stay hydrated to support immune function. Use disinfectant wipes on airplane trays, hotel remotes, and public toilets. Stay up to date on vaccines, flu, pneumonia, shingles, COVID-19, and hepatitis A, B if needed. Wear a quality face mask in crowded places or enclosed spaces. Bring a mini medical kit that includes oral rehydration salts, electrolyte tablets, over-the-counter antibiotics, if prescribed ahead, antidiarrheals and probiotics, a thermometer, disinfectant wipes and hand sanitizer. You're not being paranoid. You're traveling smart. Danger number 5, scams, frauds, and safety threats that target seniors. She smiled politely at the airport driver who held a sign with her name. He seemed professional, helped with her bags, even wore a badge. By the time she reached the hotel, she was missing her wallet, her passport, her credit cards, and she never saw the man, or her peace of mind, again. Every year, thousands of older travelers fall victim to travel scams. Why? Because scammers see age as opportunity, and they know exactly what to look for. Why seniors are prime targets for travel scams. Tend to be more trusting and polite. Often carry cash, jewelry, or travel documents. May travel alone or appear unfamiliar with local customs. Use assistive devices or medications, suggesting physical or cognitive limitations. May avoid confrontation, even when something feels off. Often unwilling or unable to speak the local language. And in the eyes of a scammer, that's a goldmine. Common scams that target senior travelers. Fake taxi drivers, with rigged meters or partners who rob passengers. Pickpockets in helpful disguises. Children, elderly beggars, or fake officials. credit card skimming devices, at ATMs, restaurants, or even hotel lobbies. Street performers or petition scams, used as distraction for theft. Friendly local offers help, then overcharges, misguides, or disappears with your belongings. Fake hotel calls, asking for your card number to reconfirm your booking. Romantic or emotional cons, if traveling solo, especially via cruise or dating platforms. Carol's story, the art of the bracelet scam. Carol, 72, was strolling near the Eiffel Tower when a young woman tied a bracelet on her wrist as a gift. Then she demanded money. When Carol tried to refuse, 2 others joined in, creating confusion. In under 30 seconds, her wallet was gone. She lost her ID, cash, and the confidence to enjoy the rest of her trip. How to stay safe from travel scams after 70. Arrange transportation in advance. Only use official taxi services or hotel pickup. Keep valuables in a hidden money belt or RFID blocking pouch. Photocopy your passport, ID, and cards. Keep copies in a separate bag. Never hand over your documents unless it's a uniformed officer, and even then, ask questions. Don't accept gifts, bracelets, flowers, or help from strangers. Use ATMs inside banks, not on the street. Be cautious when connecting to public Wi-Fi. Don't check bank accounts or enter passwords. Tech tip. Use travel credit cards with fraud protection and temporary lock features. Many banks allow you to freeze a card with a tap in case of suspicious activity. What to pack for travel security. Portable door lock for hotel room. Whistle or personal alarm. Power bank to keep phone charged. Photocopies of important documents. Contact info for your country's embassy or consulate. You deserve to see the world. To taste new food, walk new streets, wake up to new views. But you also deserve to get home safely. Because one bad moment, one missed warning, one small mistake, can change everything. Travel after 70 is not about fear. It's about wisdom. And wisdom means being prepared, so you can live the experience fully, joyfully, and safely. Recap. The 5 hidden dangers to watch for. DVT, blood clots, from long flights or sitting too long. Heart events, triggered by airport stress or high altitude. Delirium, sudden confusion from sleep changes, medications, or overstimulation. Infections, caught in planes, ships, hotels, or unfamiliar food/water. Scams, targeting seniors who appear trusting, distracted, or alone. Now that you know them, you can prevent them. Share this video with someone over 65 who's planning a trip. Comment below with your own travel story. What worked, what went wrong, and what you wish you knew. Subscribe to The Elder Way for weekly insights that help you age smarter, safer, and stronger. Because your years should take you farther, not stop you. This is your time to explore, with wisdom, with joy, and with eyes wide open. This is The Elder Way.